Got social anxiety? Want to beat it fast? Today we're going to help you blast through it. Now, in order to do that, first thing is you need to know what social anxiety is. And hey, shout out to you guys. Somebody left a message in the comments saying they wanted a video on social anxiety. You know who you are, so this is for you. Social anxiety, I call it the original anxiety. It's where most anxiety comes from, and then all kinds of other anxieties spring out from there. It's literally coming from issues with self-esteem. Now, even self-esteem is a really bad term, because if it were truly self-esteem, that would be literally the way in which you esteem yourself. But paradoxically, the way we esteem ourselves should be called other esteem, because we do it based on how other people see us. Well, that's backwards, isn't it? Yes, it's backwards. You should be esteeming yourself based on your self-assessment, not on other assessment. And that's exactly the core of social anxiety. We're worried about what other people think of us, literally. And where does this come from? It comes from childhood. So you don't have, I call this the original anxiety, because you don't have many things to be anxious about when you're a kid. You're not worried about your finances. You're not worried about your sexual performance. You're not worried about your taxes. You're not worried about your significant other. You're not worried about your long-term future. You're just trying to get through the day, and have a lot of fun doing it. But the first anxiety you have is kids are very focused on what other people think about them. Starts with your parents, then your friends, siblings, and then it spreads out into the known universe. This is where our self-esteem becomes other esteem. We begin to value ourselves through the eyes of other people. That creates social anxiety. Now you feel like the very core of your being, your existence, who you are, and how you're going to feel for the rest of your life is based on what other people think. I call that the original anxiety, but it's also the original lie. I want you to write this down. I want you to really think about this for the next few days. Who is it that's out there in the universe that's better than you? I can't think of anybody that's better than me. Now, they may have things that are better. Grass is always greener on the other side. They could be better looking. They could be taller, bigger, stronger, have more money, Maybe certain body parts are longer. I don't know, okay? But at the end of the day, that wasn't the question. The question is, who's out there that's better than me? See, when you take away all of this, the visual, the composite parts, your body and your face and your looks and all this type of stuff, when you get down to you, who is better than you? See, they say all men are created equal. That's a line of horse manure. We're specifically created unequal. Bigger, taller, shorter, stronger, weaker, faster, smarter. We are anything but equal. We are like fingerprints, irises, and snowflakes. Every single person is different, which means unequal. And that's what creates the anxiety. We start comparing instead of relating. Instead of saying, oh, my friend's better at this than me, isn't that cool? And leaving it there, we say, oh, I'm worse at that. And therefore, I'm less than my friend. Now I feel less than, and then I feel terrible. Now what you do is you do this times all of your 10,000 traits. And let me tell you something. In every single area, there's one person that's better. So you can always find somebody out there, if you truly want to feel bad about yourself, that's better than you in some given area. And what you'll do is you'll wipe out every single area that you would have felt great about yourself because you found one person that was better. Here's what you will rarely, if ever, find. Somebody that's better at all those areas. Because they have the same thing. They go out there, this wonderful, magnificent person that you somehow think you're less than will go out there, look out into the known universe. In every area that they admire themselves in, they will find somebody that's better at every single thing they do. Therefore, nobody wins this game. That's why we always say it's better to relate than to compare. It's kind of like a nudist beach, right? Better to relate than to compare. So, nobody is better than you. Because at the level of spirit, what is everybody? We're good, we're kind, we're loving. What could be better than that? Now, I try to think of anybody that had a better life than me, that they were somehow had such a better life than me, they were better than me. And I thought, well, maybe Brad Pitt. Oh God, he's better looking, he's a movie star, he's famous, he's got more money, he's got all this stuff going on. That might be better than Professor Paul. But then I said, he's better looking than me, but he didn't earn that. Okay, and with age, it's going away too. Hey, I'm 61. My looks are starting to go too. That's nothing that he earned. He's a movie star. What does that mean? It means he has to run around pretty much 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, always being perfect, always being on cue, working, straining, acting, reacting, and he's got about 3,000 people whose jobs are depending upon him. Talk about massive stress. And he's like a fame junkie. He's always got to get another hit, another hit, another hit. You don't own your own life when you're Brad Pitt. You got to run around and you've got helpers that schedule things and people do your makeup and your hair and you're trying to sit there and meanwhile you're reading a script and somebody's coming over you with a spreadsheet and you got to check this out. Then you got to read these legal contracts and you got to do this. Then you got to schedule where you got to be every second of the day. You got another interview, you got another podcast, you got another movie to do. You got to read some lines, you got to meet with a lawyer over here. Oh my God, his life is horrible. And he's going to do it again tomorrow. I would never want to be Brad Pitt. And Brad Pitt also had drug problems, You say, well, he got Angelina Jolie. Yeah, he also lost her. He lost all his women. He had some kind of relational issues going on, something that was inherently, not in place with him, that he lost every single thing in his life. He's had to recoup and recoup and recoup over and over and over again. That's not a success story. That's a story of perseverance, but of course, everybody who doesn't die perseveres. I would not want to be Brad Pitt. I'm trying to think, who else would I want to be? Well, he's got money, fame, and looks. That's it. I can't think of anybody else. I like me. I do nothing but help people for a living. I do whatever I want all day long. I have a very low stress lifestyle. I finally got some money in the bank in my old age. I'm semi-retired. Everybody I know seems to like me. I don't have any enemies. I've had a good life. I've always had good people around me. I've made my life the way I want it to be. I'm kind of master of my own ship. Wow. No, there's nobody I'd want to be other than me. And that was true before I had any of those things that I just rattled off. Because fundamentally at my core, there was never anything wrong with me. I can tell you when I was a kid, I thought there was all kinds of things wrong with me. Oh gosh, I'm not good looking enough. I'm too tall. I'm too skinny. I'm too this, I'm too that. I could find all the defects. What I couldn't find is the peace and serenity. That the fundamental truth, that with me, just like with you, there's nothing wrong with us. That is how you get over social anxiety. So, I want you to think about that. I want you to reflect on that, and I want you to meditate on that. Now, here's the next thing. Everybody worries about what everybody else thinks. It's futile. You are so worried about what other people think about you. And guess what they're thinking about that has nothing to do with you? They are so worried about what you're thinking about and what everybody else around them is thinking about them. We are so focused on what everybody else is thinking, we don't realize that everybody else does the exact same thing we're doing. We're all focused on them and they're all focused on us. You know what your best friend is? He's the person that validates you or doesn't bother to validate you because he's never judging you. That's the perfect friend. That's why people like me so much. I don't inherently judge anybody. I don't care. I look for what's good in you because that's what I want to draw from you and that's what I want to experience from you. I'm not trying to figure out what's wrong with you. People are like, oh, you're a therapist. You're going to, psychoanalyze me and try to figure out everything that's wrong with me. Oh, no. I knew that in the first 3 seconds. Everybody's perfectly being who they are. They're amazingly obvious, at least to me. So I know who they are. And I now know them. I can like them and I can trust them. That whole part's over in the first 3 seconds. Now I'm trying to figure out what's really great about you, what's cool about you, what I could learn from you, all these great traits that you might have that I could absorb into myself. take as a life lesson, maybe start perfecting what I'm doing, and just enjoy my experience with you, because that's all I want to do. And everybody, virtually everybody I've ever met, when you don't judge them, you just be with them, and you kind of enjoy what's great about them, and you express that back to them. Hey, I think this is cool about you. They have a sense that you like them inherently and that you're not judging them. Wow, you're going to have a lot of friends, and everybody's going to like you. So don't worry about what people are thinking about you. They're thinking, you make me feel good about myself. You make me feel safe. I can tell you're a real friend. Beautiful. There could never be anything wrong with you. When you do that, be what you inherently are. Good, kind, and loving, and social anxiety goes away. Social anxiety is all about worrying about what the other person thinks. Now, here's the other thing. Stop caring about what other people think. I can count everybody on one hand and probably not use all my fingers that I care about what they think. Well, there's my parents. I cared about what they thought. Well, they're dead now. But at the time, I cared about what they thought. My wife, or my significant other previous to my wife, my bestest buddy, maybe a boss or a mentor that I respected. And no, I can't use the fifth finger. That's it. So if my parents liked me, and they did, my wife or significant other liked me, and they did and they do, if my best friend likes me, and they do, and if my mentor, somebody I admired, likes me, that's why they're mentoring me. That's all four people. That's it. Everybody else is ancillary. And I'll tell you something. My mom told me when I was a kid, when I was worried about this issue. I was having my own little bit of social anxiety. She said something very wise. She said, there's only like 3 types of people that don't like you, Paul. There's the people that don't know you. There's the people that are confused. And there's the people that are wrong. 4th person is the person that likes you. They get you. They know you're good. They know you're kind. They know you're loving. Nothing is confusing them. So people either really like you and they got it right, or they don't care. So that's neither here nor there. It's kind of neutral, right? Or there's the people that are confused. For some reason, you're so good, kind, and loving, and they just don't get it. That's all right. They're confused. An error on their part is not a problem on your part. And I can tell you, sit there alone in a room by yourself, close your eyes and meditate, and you will realize that there's nothing inherently wrong with you. You're not a mean person. You're not a nasty person. You're not an evil person. You are worrying too much about what other people think. Here's my hearty recommendation. Stop it and do it for a very logical reason, because there's not a damn thing wrong with you. Now, bonus tip. If you've been with me for a while, you know I love to leave some of the best tips for the end. Here's a great one. Get you a copy of this book. It's actually kind of a sarcastic take on Zen philosophies. One of the Zen philosophies is you were born beautiful, perfect, and innocent. There's nothing wrong with you. You are just being neurotic, which means thinking illogically. You've made some kind of logic error about something out there in the universe that you think reflects on you, and it doesn't. Like if I come up and you're judging yourself based on how I'm acting towards you, and you say, geez, Mr. Paul didn't like me, and he was mean to me, and he said my mother dresses me funny and I'm ugly. Therefore, I feel bad about myself. What did I present to you? I presented you that I'm rude, crude, and socially unacceptable. That I'm a nasty human being and I am being mean towards you. Here's what that tells you. Listen very carefully. Here's what that tells you. It tells you everything about me, and I made several errors, and I should be worried if I should like myself, because I am mean, rotten, crude, and socially unacceptable, because I just did that to you. But here's the second thing it says. It says nothing about you. 0. Except that, hey, maybe you treated me a little better than I treated you. We care too much about things that are not worth caring about. That is the core of social anxiety, and that is the core of anxiety, period. It's all fear-based stuff. We're worried about what other people think. We give a you-know-what about stuff we shouldn't give a you-know-what about. That's your bonus tip. Go through, like and subscribe. Make sure you get all my trainings. Share this with other people, please, so that they can get the goodness. And I've had people complain. They said, well, I didn't get this solution or that solution in your training. I'm like, do you know that I got like 50 plus trainings? Go through my playlist and make sure you got all my trainings. That way, for anxiety, depression, or whatever, challenges you're having in your life, you will find a training there. And if not, I'll make one for you soon. Go ahead and suggest a training like the gentleman did that helped me to create this training, and I'll get on it. I'll put it on the list at least, right? So my name is Professor Paul, and I hope to see you in my very next training. I'm proud of you. Got all the way through the video. You're doing the work, so you're going to get the results. It's unavoidable. Grab the book. I'll put the link in the description for you, and I'll see you in the next training. Take care.